Hey guys, what's going on? This is Campo and welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're going to be taking a look at the newly buffed Old Man Logan against X-23. Both are 5 stars at rank 455 and they're at similar SIG. I think that X-23 is at SIG 40 and Old Man Logan is at SIG 60, and they're both somewhat tied to the damage, so I figured they're about the same power level. And what we're going to look at first is a bit of a damage test. So the thing with Old Man Logan that we're looking for is to be building up to those special 2s and trying to be aggressive enough so that we have 15 of the passive bleed stacks on us, and then we're going to hope for some big critical bleeds, because that's really the only way that he's going to be doing a decent amount of damage, is if the other champion can bleed and if you're getting lucky enough to get a bunch of those critical bleeds. So as you can see so far, the fight is going a little slower just in terms of the AI that Winter Soldier is providing for us. In looking at the hit counts, he's slowly catching up. And X-23's style is pretty simple. She's sort of like the original plug and play champion, where all you have to do is just like play normally, and based on the RNG, you're going to be getting lots of bleeds, you're going to be getting the regen, and anytime she has over 3 bleeds, then her crit rating and crit damage is going to go up slightly. So essentially, you know, she's like, you don't have to think about anything. And then with Old Man Logan, like I said, you want to be playing aggressive enough so that you're building up those bleed stacks and then converting them into furies by throwing off a special. And then you just kind of have to hope that you'll get the critical bleeds. So I did this test a few times just to make sure that it wasn't an aberration. And I decided to pick this take, even though Old Man Logan got hit a little bit ago, and you know, that may have interrupted the flow a little bit. I thought it was a good fight because, first of all, on my first special attack, I got a critical bleed, and his awakened ability gives you like a really big first special of the fight. So I thought that would kind of show like a best case scenario for Old Man Logan, where, you know, he would get off that big special 2 at the beginning, and then, you know, I thought the amount of critical bleeds that I was able to get was about average, if not maybe a little bit above average for the fight. It seems that, you know, over half the time he's getting the critical bleed. So, you know, in terms of what Old Man Logan is producing, I think it's slightly average or above average of what you can expect for him in a fight. And as far as X-23, you know, she's pretty reliable in that the bleeds are just going to be coming in and out. And, you know, anytime you have over 5 bleeds, or excuse me, over 3 bleeds, you want to try to be throwing your specials then so that you get a little bit more crit. And anyway, as you can see, X-23 is making really good work of Winter Soldier. He's almost dead, and it looks like there's no way Old Man Logan is going to be able to catch up to her. And as you can see, she was able to get him down faster. It was in about 3 minutes and 7 seconds. 172 hits, and Old Man Logan is still laboring away over here, even though the fight wasn't as clean as X-23's fight in terms of me getting in, and you know, I did get hit a couple times. I think what you're going to see is that, you know, even with all those critical bleeds, Old Man Logan, you know, doesn't even come close to X-23 in terms of the damage, because, you know, he's still going, he's still pounding away, he's got all those furies, and hopefully we can get him down with just one more combo, and we do. And the total there is 3 minutes and 46 seconds. So that's a significant amount more. And in terms of the hit counts, even though it was a slightly slower fight, you know, it was about 15 or so more hits. So basically looking at that side by side, and like I said, I did kind of replicate this fight several times. You know, X-23 always won. So that goes to say that even though she's a simpler champion, she is going to basically be a better damage dealer. So this next test, what I did is I quit out of the fight multiple times so that I kept losing half of my health, and both of these guys are starting at 25% health, and we're going to see who can regen all the way back to 100% faster. Now, the first caveat is that X-23 has a little bit less HP, so, you know, I guess technically Old Man Logan has more to get all the way up to 100%. But to quickly explain how the regen works, with X-23, there's always a chance on her hits to proc it, and then, you know, the more how you say, the more bars of power that you have, the heavier the regen is. So you can see with 3 bars of power, anytime it procs, it's ticking for a pretty hefty 235, which is nice, but it is completely tied to RNG. Now with Old Man Logan, there's a way to have the regen buff up 100% of the time, because it's a 20-second regen buff and it refreshes every 20 seconds. And as long as you don't fire off any special attacks, then it will always come back. So this kind of reminds me a little bit of Hyperion, where, you know, he has access to that very reliable regen, but it's sort of at the like the suffering of his damage, you know, because you're not able to get any more of those cosmic and power gain buffs. And the same thing is here with Old Man Logan, only I think it's even worse than Hyperion by a long shot. So it's interesting the way they made this mechanic, because essentially you have to do what old school Wolverine and X-23 did in terms of like holding your power bar. But the main disadvantage to this, as you can see, is that all of his damage, Old Man Logan's damage, is tied to using his special attacks. So even though we're regenning at quite a nice speed, like no damage is happening, you know, whereas X-23, even though she's not using specials, is still able to bleed the opponent, and, you know, the health is just going down and down and down. And, you know, at this point, they're regenning at about the same rate. And, what we're going to see is that X-23 gets a little lucky with one more regen proc right here, and essentially they're both going to finish at like the exact same time. They both hit the full yellow bar right at 2 minutes and 17 seconds. So here's what I have to say about this, guys. Old Man Logan, like, he looks like a really fun character to play in terms of getting those big crit bleeds. Like, they're really exciting to see on the screen. But when it comes to like the brass tacks of how good this character is, X-23, who's been in the game since 2016 as well and hasn't seen any buffs, is just straight up a better character. As you can see, her regen is basically the same, and, you know, you don't have to sacrifice any damage in order to get the regen. And then when it comes just like tit for tat for the damage, she's also better. So I'm a little disappointed with Old Man Logan, because, you know, I already had X-23, so what's the point of having a ranked up Old Man Logan? I was thinking that he would bring some kind of utility to the fights, but, you know, aside from like an armor break on the special one, he really doesn't have any other utility, and it's just not the most exciting thing in the world. So anyway, guys, as you can see, X-23 is still my girl. So thanks for watching, and look for more videos in the future, and I'll catch you guys next time.